I'm Katsutagi, Sagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. Quick reminder that the giveaway, or the raffle, we start collecting points now, so nobody should actually have any points. If I type in command to see points, I don't have any. So, I think it's going to be 5,000 stars per raffle ticket, but I will see kind of where everyone's at. The idea is 5,000 stars per raffle ticket. So you gotta be here a lot, but it shouldn't be too hard to save up. I think I was getting 1,000 a stream, so like in between streams and whatnot. But if it needs to be lower, I can make it lower. But 5,000 is the ideal. That starts today. You can start collecting points. Obviously, myself and Q are not eligible. I'll have to remind her that she is not eligible. And yeah, good luck, everybody. We will do that just before the servers go down for Endwalker. So very, very, very good. Before we start Shadowbringers, I need to go do my last Dark Knight quest, which is really good. A good way to actually go into Endwalker. Or, fuck, Shadowbringers. You knew from the first that there was only one way this could end. God damn it, Meest. We're going to have to track him down and make him return the remainder of the Aether he stole from you, aren't we? He said that when he was finished, naught would remain of him. Bloody vague and ominous, to say the least. We'll just have to press him for answers when we find him. You saw him last at Ralger's Reach in Garabanya, yes? We'll start there. I'm going too, and I won't take no for an answer. Sid's gotten better, but he's a long way from fully recovered. Besides, you'll need someone else to help you do the talking. Sid's no good at it. Garabanya. Did he say Ralger's Reach? Ralger's Reach. Actually, I'll probably stay Dark Knight until I need to switch. What am I doing in here? Not going the right way, that much is true. Da, 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 da. Looking for a young boy with long blue hair, you say? Reckon I wouldn't remember someone like that even if they were to come this way, and I don't. Spoke with the fellow before me during the changing of the guards, as we do, and he made no mention of anyone matching that description either. What's that? You're looking for that boy too, are you? I was watching some birds the other night when I hear someone skulking about behind me. Forgive me, I hear him saying before he runs off and disappears into the dark. Then I realize it's quiet. Too quiet, eh? Sleeping birds make noise and mine ain't, because they're dead. Every last one of them. No wounds or any other obvious marks, but there they lay, like the life was sucked right out of them. I don't know how or why he did it, but there's no denying that he did. I demand recompense. If you find him, you bring him to me. Oh, that's fucked up. Yes, I remember the long-haired boy. Very curious, with many questions about the nature of Aether. He conversed with one of the Adder conjurers for a time. I know not what they discussed, but from his expression I gathered it was important. I have a bad feeling about this. I hope Mist hasn't done anything stupid. Our inspector returns. Tell us, have you learned aught of Mist's whereabouts? Seen conversing with a conjurer and possibly killing chocobos. Not sure what to make of that, though we can be sure he stayed here for a time. But perhaps no longer. We learned but moments ago from Gillo here that a boy matching Mist's description was seen leaving the Reach. He is for the peaks, and so are we. Oh, fuck! I can't fly. That's an A rank. No visible injuries, no bleeding. As Azrael says, these beasts died for no discernible reason, just like the chocobos that man in the Reach claims. Mist somehow killed. But it doesn't add up. Other than his singular magic, Mist was utterly helpless. Unless was he always capable of this? But we know the answer already. He stole your aether when we first met. Even if he did do it, why? We'll ask him when we find him, and this time you'll let me do the talking. Search the east, Riel and I will head south. We'll meet in between if we find naught, and if we do, either you will come to our aid or we to yours. I love this A rank. I'm not gonna call it because there's usually they still do Stormblood farms. Stormblood hunt trains. So I don't want people and so people scout for them, mark it down, and then they'll do a run for them later. I don't want to snag anybody's hard work. It's not a big deal. As you survey your surroundings, you observe not out of the ordinary, but on the edge of hearing, you hear a whisper to the southwest. I know people have a lot of mixed feelings about the hunt trains, but I personally think it's the best way for more people to get them done. But I wouldn't get all I wouldn't get angry if a small group. Oh my god, what's happening? A small group went and cleared one. It's not a big deal. No, mother. Seven hells, I hate being right. On your guard. Mist has shown his true colors. The aether, or whatever else he took from those beasts, has given him tremendous strength. Contrary to his earlier warnings, conjuring another Seculum wasn't the end of him. And of all the wonderful people he had to pluck from our memories, he chose Ystrid de Colinae. He knows why we're here, and this is his answer. He summoned the monster that haunts Riel in her dreams, and sends her screaming from her bed. Forgive me, Sid, but you gave me no choice. There is always a choice. No, there isn't. Not really. Can you even remember why you came here? Can you even remember how many you killed? How many lives shattered? How many stories ended? Upon the surface of the crystal are carved the sins of a dark night past, and yours are beyond counting, beyond fathoming, without end. Justice is no excuse. Nobility is a lie. Murder is murder. And though we are most definitely not without fault, it is this cruel, indifferent world which has made murderers of us all. But we need suffer no longer. I sought to make these broken souls whole one by one, when in truth the solution was much more simple. A world beyond pain, suffering, and anguish and despair. A world beyond death. A world in which we would never need bid farewell to our dearest friends. And how many beasts will you need to kill to make this world of yours? How much aether will you consume to see it through? Bloody self-righteous sophistry from a mewling whelp. So your brilliant plan is to fill the world with Senecula of the dead, is it? And somehow that's supposed to make everyone happy. Well, you're right about one thing, I'll grant you that. The world is brutal, uncaring, without logic or justice. No justice but that which we make for ourselves, and I'll be damned if I give it up so you can force your illusions upon us to assuage your guilt. Did you not find comfort in your reunion with your master, even though you knew it was a lie? Did it not help you to unburden your soul, to find a measure of peace within the madness? I am not your enemy, not then or now. I will not fight you. All I ask is that you leave me to my duty. It's never too late to turn back. You are still a good person. You can still be a good person. So this is your answer? Maybe you cannot accept what needs to be done, but I can. Goodbye. Ooh. So many broken by this world, and then by you. So many. Woe betide the man who stands opposed to the weapon of light, for death will be his reward. Death for him and his kin and all that he holds dear. Woe betide the man who stands with the weapon of light, for death will be his... Oh, I thought I clicked it. Like sands through the hourglass, everything we fight so desperately to protect slips through our fingers. And what remains? What remains? It is us, only us, and the memory of our sin. To walk this path is to suffer, to sacrifice. Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. Justice demands no less. Serve, slave, slave, slay. I've sins aplenty, aye, but regrets? Not so much. And if she wouldn't listen to me, the embodiment of good sense and pragmatism, then what hope could you possibly have? A house divided cannot stand, you know. This childish rebellion ends now. What in the seven hells is this? A compromise, I suppose. Our dear friend here refused to let me take the reins, but I wasn't about to stand idly by while that imbecile tries to do whatever it is he was trying to do. No hard feelings about Whitebrim, eh? Promise not to stab you in the back. It'll just be like old times. The Dark Knight needs a sword. Take mine. no, this is all wrong. This is all wrong. I offer you peace, restitution, a chance to make amends. Do not think you are above it. Do not think that a reckoning will be postponed indefinitely. When it comes, I shall welcome it with open arms. But today will not be that day, and you will not be the judge. He's got it. Oh. These motherfuckers. Heaven's Ward. So Sir Zephyrin is the one who killed Arshafan. And he went right for us. The Frey's got Ardbert. Bitch. Messed up my Miriam. Whoop. Unappreciated. Well, he limit breaked me, but I also think he missed. I hate this bitch. I don't care what anybody says. Tempered Heaven's Word Knights. I don't got time for it. Alright, Arbert. Forgive me. Forgive me. I ask, I beg, I pray, but it never comes. Again they go to join the multitude in the black oblivion of the abyss. Such is our lot. Such is the fate of all who are born to suffer and to die. Do not seek forgiveness, for it will not ease the burden. It weighs as it should. But what of the lost? Do they not deserve to live again? They do. In our hearts, in our souls, in our memories. No one likes having to say goodbye. But it's a part of life. That's what makes the time we share together so precious. You can't obsess over the mistakes of the past, or you'll lose sight of the future, of the people still with us, who need us more than ever. The greatest strength is born of the flame in the abyss. Listen to my voice. Listen to our heartbeat. Listen. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Thank you. That is all I ever wanted. So this is it. One last parting. One final farewell, after a fashion. In your darkest hour, in the blackest night, think of me, and I will be with you, always. For where else could I go? Who else could I love but you? They are very good. Ah, you're back. Welcome home. You'll forgive us for returning to Ishgard ahead of you, I hope. I needed some time to think on everything that happened in Garabanya. I won't pretend to know everything you've been through in your life. A man can never truly understand what's in another's heart, and probably not in their own, for that matter. I'm pretty much rambling at this point, but I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I'm grateful for everything you've done for me and Riel. I like you, I respect you, and I'll always be here for you, if you need me. We're fellow walkers of the path, after all, and friends, I'd like to think. I've been wondering, Mist appeared at that same time the soul crystal cracked, yes? But which happened first, and why then and there? Damned if I know. Does anyone truly understand how soul crystals work? What matters is that the crystal and Akali have been made whole. That said, a heart bleeds, a man weeps, a soul burns. There comes the darkness to consume, and few hearts have bled as much as hers. Speaking of bleeding, I think your wounds reopened. If you would sit, it would be much easier to tend to them. You should get some rest too, Akali. Not all wounds are so obvious. Out of the mouths of babes and sucklings praise alone, Ishe's right. Though, no need to overdo it by running off to the next battle just yet. If you must put one foot in front of the other, though, why don't you go back to where this whole damn mess began? Maybe you'll have an epiphany. Maybe I will. Alpha, get out of the way. What troubles you, Mistress Yana? Papa. Ah, but of course, 'tis bitterly cold this days. At times like these, one should be warming themselves by the fire. I think Orshafont said something very close to this. Not a day goes by without your name being spoken, you know. The soldiers and merchants often bring us news of your latest exploits. That said, to hear it from the hero herself would be much preferable. But there would be no expectation were you to call on us. The pleasure of your company alone would be more than enough. Rare though I expect it will be in the days to come, but your destiny was never to remain here, was it? Though a part of me wishes that you would. Forgive me, I find myself growing more and more sentimental in my old age, and I'm working on my memoirs. I have had to reflect on the darker chapters of my life. Orshafont lived his to the fullest, and his story is preserved in generations to come. Then I should be glad of it. You will always have a place here, Akali, for you are family. Now go. Do not let me keep you from your labors. The world waits for none, not even you. Thanks, Dad. From the depths of the abyss you hear a whisper, and are filled with warmth. Alright. That is a good way to move into Shadowbringers, I think. Oh god. I know I'm not going to be geared very well, but I think that's okay. I'm not going to be geared pretty much at all. Let's see what we can do to fix this mess. And then we will go visit Miss Q, who is waiting for us eagerly. She has been dying to get into Shadowbringers. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's not good over here. What can we do to fix? Well, we need to get rid of the level 60 stuff. So, a ring and a bracelet. Slap that shit on. $66, $67. And the belt. I really have just been living my worst life over here. Oh, please tell me about the right stuff. I didn't actually. God damn it. I forgot about Scavia and stuff. How could I have done this? Well, I've really just gone and done it. It'll be fine. It'll simply be fine. I won't go into dungeons with it, so it doesn't matter too much. we put bunny ears back on. I really like these boots. There we go. Can I dye these boots black? Do we have black dye? I don't. Hold on. We'll get this fixed. And then we will be good to go. Let me go find Q. Oh, Jesus. Hello, Miss Q.
Hello.
Hello. That guitar was playing so loud behind me. I am almost done here. I'm looking for black dye, and then we will move on. I know you were very eager to play.
I'm so weak.
I know. You were a little bit quiet, my dear.
Oh no, there's nothing I can do to stop that.
Let me see if I can do anything about it. I cannot. You are at max volume. So you're going to have to use a bigger voice.
A bigger voice?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will use the bigger voice.
Thank you. I have to dye my pants. It's very important. I should actually
Okay.
dye my pants.
I understand.
Dye my pants and my boots. Well, I think that's fine. Hell yeah. Alright, are we ready?
Yes.
Were you able to get, Gunbreaker up in time?
Yeah, Gunbreaker is at 70, and I just finished the level 70 Gunbreaker quest.
Very good. How beamed am I? I'm pretty beamed. I'm probably going to have to do, a week of, I'm probably gonna have to do a week of, Shadowbringers. But we'll see. Streams are 4 hours. We'll see where we get. Where am I going? What am I doing? I'm trying to go to 7-7. There you are. Oh, you're just finishing it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here. Hello.
Hello. Look at you. One brings shadow, one brings the light.
Well, we're all Shadowbringers.
I know, but
Now
I'm
we're-
all in black and you're all in white.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Do you want to be my friend?
I think we have a... I think we have something to... a duty. I can't remember. I have only played this once upon release. But I want to say that we have a duty early on. Tataru is... Oh, thank God. Tataru is itching to share what appears to be good news. Good news, Akali. We've had a stroke of luck in our search for that beacon. Apparently our colleagues have stumbled across a hidden path leading down into the hollows around the base of the Crystal Tower. A path I doubt we've ever found had the Ironworks and the Suns not added their numbers to the party. Thanks to them, we have eager eyes aplenty down there, checking under rocks and peering into every nook and cranny. Still, it sounds like there's a lot of ground to cover. Then we better go and give them a hand. My thoughts exactly. The sooner we find this beacon, the sooner we can travel to wherever it is the mysterious voice is coming from. And the sooner we can work out how to help our friends. We have to find a way to wake them up, and before the Empire comes calling again, meaning we don't have a lot of time to lose. There's a boat in North Silvertier waiting to ferry people to the site, so let's be on our way. Ride, heroes, ride. Oh, that's not the right thing. It's forward and back, and then we go forward and back. 1 foot forward, forward and back. We go forward and back. Heading to the survey site, madam? It's on the eastern shore of the lake, and the swiftest way to get there is by boat. I can fly. The Archons need our help. Next to that, even matters of the heart don't seem to matter. I've detected no slavering beasts in the vicinity, my sister accepted. The ironworks is out in force. Master Garland's orders. The towering edifice is the outer wall of the Crystal Tower's foundation. The Labyrinth of the Ancients, to be precise. The air here weighs heavy upon me. 'Tis little wonder, I suppose, when standing in the shadow of such an imposing structure. Akali, the search continues, but I have no doubt we shall find this beacon of yours.
Look how many people there are! Should we get to it then? Pick up anything that seems the least bit device-like, and we'll make ourselves a pile.
Well, if it isn't the hero of the hour, maybe you'll change our look. We've found bugger all without you.
Biggs! Wedge!
Aye, aye. Well, we could hardly say no to a call for aid from the Scions. Jesse called it the chief of some other business, so we'll be working twice as hard to make up for his not being here.
Thrice as hard, even.
Thank you, both of you. I'm sure we'll find that beacon in no time.
I'm not seeing anything out here. Do you reckon you could squeeze in there, Wedge?
And get stuck halfway? No, thank you.
I could try if you like.
Tataru, no! We couldn't ask you to do that.
Oh, I'll be fine. This receptionist is not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Going into Shadowbringers wearing level 63 boots. Fuck yeah.
Sorry, I meant to say, the scholars haven't finished their preliminary assessment of the site yet, so we're not supposed to venture too far in. What's that you got there? Now that looks promising.
Isn't that the Ironworks symbol? Counterfeiters? Now I have you.
You are right.
What's happening? Stay with me. Focus on my voice. Let expanse contract. Eon become instant.
Wait, this must be it. The device. Oh, this is supposed to happen.
Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Oh, safe journey, warrior of light. Find our friends and bring them home.
I hope so, Sprightly.
The dawn's light will shine again.
Oh, do not look at me so.
Or should
You're slaves to a tyrant. There's no freedom in that.
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you. We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this.
Your time has not yet come.
From endless dreams I awake. Something vague, yet urgent, calls me to action once more.
Rare to meet someone out here who's not a peddler themselves. What brings you into the wilds this time of night?
What do you mean this time of night?
Well, if it ain't the oldest joke in the book. Me granddad, God's rest his soul, used to tell that one to the barman at kicking out time. And when, pray tell, did we last have a dark night? You rotten old drunk, yet he'd reply. Over 100 bleeding years ago, that's when. You got that look down to a T. I'd almost think you meant it. Ah, got to you, did they? Poor beggar. That explains it then. Well, I've roads to travel and wares to sell, but you'd best hurry along to the town nearby. Just head east through the trees and aim for the Shining Tower. You'll find the place soon enough. 'Tis the biggest settlement for malms around. Go on now, friend. They'll take good care of you in the Crystarium.
Dizzying heights it rises, the gleaming spire. Its tip threatening to pierce the blinding canopy. There, it will all begin anew. Between dark and light, the pure and the corrupt. The one true struggle.
I'm so excited. There was nothing quite like playing through Shadowbringers the first time. Forever chasing that high that was the end. We are in the forest of the Lost Shepherd, which will have meaning later.
Halt! Every face in this city I know. Yours, I do not. This is the threshold of the Crystarium, stranger, and I am its gatekeeper. If you would enter, you will answer my questions. From where do you hail?
Uh, the source?
The source? What is this cryptic nonsense? Had you given me an honest answer, I would not have barred your way. We care little here for a person's place of origin. But instead, you chose concealment. And I will not suffer you to pass. That one had eaten. It must have gulped down the whole hand, ring and all.
Everything all right, Captain?
Quite all right, my lord. Just a stray sin eater, and a weak one at that.
I see. Weak or not, we should be on the lookout for more. But I see you've met my guest. I will escort her to the Crystarium myself, if you've no objections.
Another of your mysterious friends, is it? I should have known. Very well. I'll inform the others your guest is to be given the run of the city. Pray forgive my less than cordial welcome. May the rest of your stay with us be a pleasant one.
Come with me. I will answer whatever questions you have when we are somewhere more private. Right then, before we plunge into the wheres and wherefores, let me first thank you for answering my summons. I had intended to bring you directly to my personal quarters, but I fear my aim was slightly off. That you are still able to make the crossing unharmed is a great relief.
Yeah, I was like, thank you for giving me the choice to come.
And so, we come to the question of where. The realm in which you now find yourself belongs to one of the 13 reflections, or shards. The first, to be precise, even if its inhabitants are largely oblivious to the fact. As to wherefore, having been awarded the rather grandiose title of Crystal Exarch, I, in my capacity as caretaker of the Crystarium, thought to seek the aid of you and your companions.
Do you have any idea how much trouble you've caused?
An inkling, yes. I can only beg your forgiveness. Matters here forced my hand. But all shall be explained in due course, I promise you. Let us begin with the glaring skies up above. Here in the first, the world has been all but consumed by primordial light. It began a century ago, by this realm's reckoning. A luminous flood swallowing everything in its path. More than 9/10 of this star was lost. And the fortunate few who survived are hounded by abominations born of that catastrophe even now. Sin Eaters, we call them. The creature you saw earlier was one such monstrosity. It was to save the first from this menace that I learn to bridge the rift between worlds, that I might call upon the aid of the greatest of heroes. And though it meant depriving a world of its champion, I had to try, for in saving the first, you would bring salvation to the source as well. But what manner of host harangues his guests in the middle of the road? Let us continue our talk within the Crystarium.
Such a proud and vibrant city. The sole sanctuary for the living in a world all but resigned to oblivion. Each stone was laid with hope. The town itself a symbol, a monument to defiance in the face of death. No would-be hero could fail to answer its call. For who among us does not yearn for salvation?
Did you see the Almalja?
I did.
Yeah. And here we are. Welcome, my friend, to the Crystallarium. Yeah, I thought we had a duty early on, but we do not. So you can come with me. Wait, hold on. I am in desperate need of a different weapon. The Crystal Exarch has a request of you. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of my study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you first to gain a firmer grasp of the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystallarium's civic leaders and glean something of this world and its predicament. As you can see, the path will take you directly to the Aetherite, a convenience with which I am sure you are only too familiar. Being the rightful object of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trails to find a connection to the source, believe it or not. I strongly suggest you complete the attunement before venturing any further, because there is no way for you to get back. After you have done so, walk up the steps to the Aetherite and head out to the left to arrive at the Crystalline Mean. This is where you will find our collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokesman, Catless, one of the people I should like you to meet. Another is Morin. To reach him in his cabinet of curiosity, you'll want to avoid the aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along and down until you come to the large doors at the end of the path. The third and final person I should like you to meet is Bragai, our man in charge of trade and distribution. He is to be found in the markets, which you can access from the opposite side of the Aetherite Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place, and I trust my directions were simple enough? Crystal clear. Oh, very good. I concede the layout of the crystallarium owes more to a historic necessity than planning, but I'm sure you'll be able to learn its twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discovered during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars, and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask you whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There's an unspoken rule here about peering too deeply into that particular mystery. When you finish making your rounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then... By focusing your senses, you detect the flow of vastly different currents of aether. Your connection to these energies is faint but stable, and should allow you teleportation from the aetherites in the source. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess that you're new to our fair city? Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the senators come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too. Thanks to us in the mean, we work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll be all handed to you on a plate like of those Elmorian layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some of the other folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started growing up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into a thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now. Even the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never yet let us down. So if he, and you, wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you've aught to contribute on that front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catless, and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline mean. You can help us keep the cogs of this city greased and turning. Your exchange with Catless has taught you about life in the Crystarium. Now, I hope I have done this right. So, we don't go back to the source for quest things. Everything will be done right here. So this is carpentry. Oh. I hope it's more than just carpentry. This is botany, and this is the gathering one. This is carpentry and weaving. This is gonna be blacksmithing, goldsmithing, and then I can only assume. And he's... Oh, please don't tell me there's a lone fisher one.
Fish.
Oh shit. I haven't leveled fishing.
Fish.
Just for a little bit. Oh, fuck. I think there's a... I was afraid that there was going to be a lone fishing one. So... And this is alchemy and cooking. God damn it. This man has ruined everything. That means I have to fucking... It means I have to fucking spearfishing. And I said never again. So, if you complete all these quests, if you complete everything, all your job quests here, you get a special, like, little cutscene, or a quest line. And it's very good, and I wanted to do it. But fishing. I knew there was. I should have just sucked it up and gotten fishing, because I should have known. I should have remembered. Well, see what I can do about that. Oh, fuck. I wonder if I can skip the 60. Ugh. Let's go. We need to go to... Oh, first we need to touch this rock over here. And then we can, I believe, go down some stairs, or maybe up some stairs. I think it's up. And we can touch another rock over here. Okay, let's go back this way.
Oh, I gotta touch a rock.
Oh, I missed that rock. Oh, we'll see it again. What did you find out today, Sprightly? This chick be stacked. Oh, that's very cute. I don't think I knew that. Excuse me, miss. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic rules, you see, and well... what I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll, even. A scrap of scribbled on parchment. My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Oh, a librarian Morin at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception might have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manner of tomes, documents, and other vehicles of the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land brought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh, so you have an interest in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment, and I'll fetch it for you. Wow.
Excuse me?
I know! He's like, you look stupid, so I'll just grab the picture book ahead of time. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable? On with the lesson, then. A 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease, until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We call this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving not behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. The Oracle of Light, she stood twixt us and approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvrent, and Norvrent alone spared the fate of erasure. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norvrent's skies. Even now they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or, if you would like, if you would rather I would speak of other matters, that too would be of my pleasure. I would be glad of the company. Your exchange with Morin has taught you about the Flood of Light. Did I touch this rock? I did. New to the city, friend? The spinning head and wide eyes gives you away. Welcome. My name is Bragai, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too floored by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for Mistel, such as yourself, so finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, did you say Mistel? Something wrong? Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a Hume, and the taller one is an elf. The sturdy individual over there is a Gadgent, while the one with the horns is a Dran. And then you've got the large, scaly chaps with the long tails and a knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zun. Which apparently is not the name you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Ah, the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite the obvious learning, they've floundered over the simplest things. But not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Your exchange with Bragai has taught you about the peoples of the First. What did he call you?
Avis.
Avis.
V-I-I-S.
Reese.
So I was like, no, I'm a Viera. He's like, huh? Dialect or something. Rock.
Oh, the rock. So at least for Mikote and the Hyor and the Elizin, I believe what we are being called is what we were called in Final Fantasy XI. Probably not you, though. I have to touch this rock. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clear picture of the world and its people? Here's my notes. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas not necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that the details are sparse. The structure is, in fact, the self-same one you know from the source, transported to the First in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds. Something of a trial one for your eventual crossing, and although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Oh, this is still cute. The Crystal Exarch is finally ready to discuss the matters of your comrade's whereabouts. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in privacy of my quarters. However, I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall let the guard know that the guard knows to admit you. Just like that. Then Grahatia is... I am not familiar with that name. Is there something I should know? An extraordinary tale, but I'm afraid I have found no such individual residing in the tower when it was passed into my care. Mayhap we can revisit that mystery another time. For now, I think it's best we focus on the present.
Oh, I didn't realize you were going to talk to me.
Oh, it's okay. It's a mystery we'll discuss another time, apparently. Greetings, madam. The Exarch awaits you within. I don't know what you know and what you don't know, so it's probably best we don't talk about it.
Well, I did pick the other option. And he's like, oh, it can open and close just like any other normal door. And I'm like, what? That's crazy.
But that wasn't the case when we did the Crystal Tower raids, remember?
Yee.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow scions. To put it simply, they are here in the first. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelt here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5. Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch.
Poor Thancred is always naked whenever he goes.
Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
Then find a way to send them back.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die. And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
For the moment.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
The Christiarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room has just become available at the Pendants, which as it turns out is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction up to their wares. Come along.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Christarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
There's no escaping the tombstones. Yeah.
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld. Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Feoul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
Feoul is very good.
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin.
Make a pact with a fairy.
Answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails? Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Sne Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand. Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Send a message to Kryle.
Consider it done.
That was a pick your favorite Lalafell question. Make a choice.
As you heard, that was Feoul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by Pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
As a result, with your pact from Feoul, you now have access to delivery moogles, market boards, and summoning bells while in the first. So what's really neat is they were very concerned. They wanted things to make sense despite us being in a different world. So that's why we have like Feoul. Bells around here somewhere. There it is. So now when you use your bell in the first, and only when you are in the first, instead of your retainers showing up, it's Feoul. And you can access your... they will have access to everything. The guild, they even do the venture stuff, the inventory. It's just them instead. It's real neat. Continuity. What was an option? Welcome to your home away from home, the Wandering Stairs, where we serve the finest ale you'll find this side of the Crystallarium, courtesy of the facet of nourishing, of course. You didn't know? Gosh. Did you get that last rock? Nice.
To go down?
You can't go down there. It's there's
Oh, it's water.
It's water.
I didn't know that.
Get off the railing. Have some respect. Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. They'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use of as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray, rest, and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all of our practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Akali. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend you nonetheless. A pleasure to meet you, miss, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready, if you care to retire.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
The warrior of darkness?
What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The warrior of darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? 100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Oh, I'm still behind. I tried.
I don't think this is the right way.
What?
I don't think this is the right way.
It isn't. It's not at all, actually. Mistress Akali, the Exarch awaits you within.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest?
I had a ghostly visitor?
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts.
I'm sorry it was haunted.
This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement.
I'm gonna let Q decide.
Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armorang. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe. So, will it be Calicia or Armorang? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred.
I'm not.
He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Alright, who do you want to do first? Alize or Alphino?
Alize.
Alize? No hesitation. It really doesn't matter what you do first. Because this is like the equivalent of like which of Orshafont's brothers or Manfred or I wasn't in the right outfit. In search of Alize. The Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alize. Ready to depart for Armorang, Alize will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was, repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of the merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Right. The Amaro launch. You've come looking for work? I might have a spot for another guard. Oh, a friend of the Exarch! Hoping to meet someone in Armorang, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need? I do. All set? Then off to the unforgiving sands we go. You can now travel to Armorang. Speak with Android Amaro Tamer to fly to the desert. You can also use your Aether Compass to assist with locating Aether Currents in new regions. Should you lose this compass, speak with Jesrun at the Amaro launch in the Crystallarium to attain another. Lost compasses can also be replaced by speaking with Gillibrand at the Forgotten Knight and Foundation back in Ishgard. But surely you would never lose your compass that your good friend Orshavon gave you. Surely you would never lose that.
Arang. From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath, Arang once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Armorang meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
Ugh, no matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky may be as bright as the scorching hours of day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said I was to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alizé friend of yours is staying. But that's a fair old distance, so I suppose we make a stop at Mord Sut to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. Alright, you lot, I'm off, and I better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. Have you looked at the MRO? Look at this.
I want one.
You want one? You can have one. But you have to level every class to 80. Thou must. It's the only way to get one. I'm very sorry. Yeah, everyone I knew was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "I already have everything to 70." Look at these giant cactuses.
Oh, I'm following the wrong person.
I was like, where are you?
Well, you know, around.
Bring your Crunchwrap Supreme and yourself over here. Look at them. Look how chunky they are.
They are pretty chunky.
Chunky?
They got a lot of light.
They do. That's why they're so big. There it is. The Aether Current. Stop here for a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the River of Sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. Hold on. The Aether Current? You're right. I am feasting my eyes. Feasting my eyes on the Aether Current. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I just wanted the Aether Current.
I mean, I know how you feel about the Aether Current, so you don't have to get them.
Easy. I don't know what this man wants me to look at. I'm gonna assume it's this way. They built them big, didn't they? That's Khazar-Shal, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabranth-Arang. Seeing what was left behind, I believe it when they say it was one of Norvrant's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabranthang's lands were lost to the light, its great city included, and few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. Not so many chose to come here these days, not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than an armorer roost for me and my Catran. But Not everywhere is as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mordsuk. Let's press on, shall we? Oh, this fate is called Pray Destroy the Waking Sands. Yeah, it's a good one. Here we are at Mordsuk. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Cassard stands at the entrance of Mordsuk, an eager smile on his face. Mordsuk, not just full of Mord, but Humes and all manner of others too, has long been a refuge for folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, and have you met a Mord before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gengen. I'll go ahead and let him know we've arrived. Look, it's the kobolds. Without their masks.
Without their mask.
Yeah.
And Hans. Oh.
Look at, he's only got a few toothers. They're real cute.
I love him.
I know, they're very good. The music for the zones is very, very good. Go on, introduce yourself to Master Gengen. They're so cute. What beady eyes. So this is a Mord?
Master Gengen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Mordsuk.
Souk is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang. You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Mordsuk's a different story. Merchants come from realms around to purchase the relics the Mord dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Mord do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gengen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Mord philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Maud says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer! Crack your coin purse with me!
Oh no, you want my goods, newcomer? I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny.
Over here!
Come and look!
You buy, you buy?
Jesus Christ.
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the Barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots. Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
A full forward honor seems a bit rich for buying a dented pan or a bowl of worms. Did the Exarch lose to you at cards or something? Ronwan's shop is the best for eating. Crack your coin purse and gorge on the delicious delicacies.
He opened his hand and I'm like, oh boy, $1.
No, it's gold, so it's worth more. Welcome to Ronron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, share and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes, yes? Browse Ronron's wares. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a foodstuff to inspect it. Everyone's favorite, plump white worm slatted in honey. Once you eat a glazed wiggler, you'll never want any other treat. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard, cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on chilly desert nights. Oh, you'll like those chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks, spear with stick, then roast it for fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. What are you gonna get, Miss Q?
I was gonna get the meat and then he called it challenging.
So
I'm gonna get the bread.
Only the smell is challenging. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose, which to choose. I was also going to get the bread, but I will get the ever-burning bounty. I will take that challenge. You don't want the glazed wiggler?
I thought it was shrimp, and then he's like, worms. So I'm like,
What's the difference? Yes, put some spice in your step. You won't feel cold this night, and probably not the next one either. You have the gold? And done! 1 Vorbright honor buys you 10 slides of lizard meat.
Oh boy. I got 40 bread.
40 bread! Think of how many worms we could have gotten. Oh my god, did you eat 40 pieces of bread?
Did you eat all 10?
I could do that in real life. I love steak. I couldn't. I could probably eat one. Every last mouthful. What an appetite, what a belly! A new legend is born in Mordsuk. Consider your coin purse cracked. I am pleased to accept your custom, and Gen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns.
Why did we have to spend it all in one place?
I don't know. It's just the way of things. I wanted up there so bad, and then I just saw Alpha cruising on it, making a fool out of me. We could have gotten so many worms. I've never seen anyone eat so much of Ron's cuisine in one sitting. You've a stronger stomach than I. I was watching from here, Kali. You honored our custom, and with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mordsuk. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. Kessard is impressed by your gastronomic fortitude. You have courage, my friend. Ron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you the belly ache you'll have on the morrow. Right, now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to get back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business in Mordsuk. Oh, offering your services, are you? Aye, well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for, you just need to do the lifting and the carrying. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling then. See you in a bit. You may view the market receipt at any time during the quest by using the relevant item in the key items menu. Keep away from my private worm stash. Get back, I say. Wait, no. This is Bun's private worm stash, not for sale. We were stealing. We might have been doing a bit of a theft. Oh, lovely, lovely pots. Hey, no touching. The merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Kessard sent you? Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no. Navrath Arang relics, wasn't it? All packed in a box here. Handle with care. I think I need table cactus and iron.
It was iron, right?
Yeah. Now then, what was I doing again? Kessard sent you, did he? Right, yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron ore, of course! That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. I think the person with the cactus, if you haven't done that one already, is the herbal remedies, but I'm gonna check this. Leather.
I've only done one.
Okay. Leather. Yeah, it must be the herbal remedies person. I wasn't sure, but I don't see anything else that fits the bill.
Oh, it tells you the name of the person that's selling them.
Oh, it does. I know how to read. I think that was the herbal remedy still even. Yep, okay. Lift with your legs and not with your back. You came in with Cassard, yes? Good, good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please enjoy your prickly purchase.
We collected from Moo.
Did I touch this rock? I feel like I didn't touch this rock.
You touched the rock.
Oh, good. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. Aye, that's a lot, alright. Good work. And quick work, too, considering you've not set a foot in this place before. I thought you'd want to sit in the city like the Exarch, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Unfortunately, your efficiency presents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before you return, but it seems there's been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middlemen and sort this mess out. I'm sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassard? It feels like an age since I last saw you. Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It's been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. The lady was on her way to meet out with Alizé. I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but I misplaced an order and,
What?
Who is ringing her bell at this hour?
I don't know.
I will be right back.
And I shall entertain chat. As I say nothing. Hello, chat. How are you? Yes, Sprightly, I would love to hear a joke. Give me all your jokes. What's green and smells like pork? Green eggs and ham? Oh no. Oh no. I don't like that joke. Oh no. I'll give that joke a 2 out of 5. been working. The Etsy shop has gotten really busy since Halloween is happening, so I have about 20 orders all cut out just sitting on my desk. Yes, lots of Halloween work. Much, much work to be done.
Okay. It was just UPS. Which is good. I needed what they brought. It's very weird what UPS decides to ring the bell for and what they don't. Because they rang the bell for that. But they left a very expensive order just like sitting without like no just on the porch where anyone could take it. Is it you, Sprightly? Are you asking for that? Okay, wait, I know who you are. Alize has told me so much about you. You're Akali, aren't you? I knew it! How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alize quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Alkali's guide, Kessard? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it would be no trouble. That would be a great help, thank you. Well, it looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amarang, and I'll send you back to the Crystal area. Tesleen is eager to set off. Alize has been desperate to see you, Akali, so let's get you to her sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top of the rock spires from there. We just need to swing around the ridge and head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside.